Okay, so Jazel, so far, can you tell us something that you have learned or something interesting, like anything interesting that you would like to share with us so far? And those of you who just joined, welcome to Catalyst African School.
Hello, Daniel. So please, whilst you welcome our guests, I want to visit the washroom and be back shortly, please.
You have to what?
I'm visiting the gents. I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay. David, maybe you ask Solomon. It looks like Giselle is not.
Okay, Solomon, would you like to share some experience with us? What's your learned so far? Okay, please go ahead.
I think this particular meetings have really helped me to understand the components of a good proposal and what is really needed for the proposal to get the attention of the community. That is one. And two, associated with only Bitcoin, because I had that platform. I have like the Bitcoin account. I don't know if it's the same, but now I've known that there are a lot more cryptocurrencies and a lot more platforms that offer better services than the Bitcoin. And I think the Cardano provides that platform, that platform which is ahead of all other currencies or all other platforms or blockchains. So I think it's a good step for me personally, and also kudos to you guys. You are doing a good job.
Okay, so thank you for saying this. Today you actually come to learn more about the Cardano blockchain technology, the purpose of it, the mission of it, and then what they actually want to achieve in Africa, to be specific. Sure. Yes. Sure. Yeah. I saw Fatima Hans was up. Fatima. Oh, she just dropped. Okay. Anyone else want to share their experience and what they have learned so far?
Fatima is back.
Okay, Fatima.
Fatima.
Fatima, are you talking?
No, please. A mistake.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So anyone else? So far, today is the 5th meeting, the 5th class. Is there anyone here who have been with us since day one, since the inception, who have attended all the 5, including today's own? Or maybe 4 of the 5, or 3 of the 5. Raise up your hand and share what you have learned so far with us before we start today's meeting. Anybody want to do that? Nanasafo. Okay, it's a thumb up. Sorry. Okay, Erikojo, you can talk, please.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I joined only last week, but okay. I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot, and the important things that I learned, few of them that I'll mention is the fact that because the Cardano blockchain is decentralized, it cannot be manipulated by any state or any institution in one country or even a group of countries, because it will be difficult for you to do that. That is why even when the countries tend to declare it as illegal, it doesn't affect its value or its operations in other countries or even the country in which it is declared illegal. And then the second thing is the way it's almost not hackable. That intrigued me so well because hackers will always hack accounts and other hackable institutions because of money. But with the Cardano blockchain, you actually need millions of dollars to be able to hack it. So that makes it almost impossible to hack. So these are the few things that I learned last week.
Very good. Thank you very much for sharing your experience with us and what you have learned so far. So we are coming to start. Let's start by welcoming everybody to the Catalyst Africa School. Today we are coming to learn more about Cardano blockchain technology. And our presenter is Mustafa. So Mustafa, please, if you are ready, kindly unmute yourself and introduce yourself to us, and let's keep it rolling.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I think it's good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, depending on wherever you are joining us from. In case we have foreign participants. So I'm happy for this opportunity. Thank you, first of all, to the project lead, Madam Ifeolusu, and who is serving as the head teacher for this school. And some of us are doing. So as I'm fortunate to be part of the facilitators. Daniel has been doing very well. Madam Emilia Richmond doing our graphics and slides and all that. So Ms. Falco is on the call with us. The team has been doing amazing works, and we are grateful to you guys also for this journey so far. Some of you have been participating in these sessions and from the first to today's fifth session, and I hope that you've learned something. Somebody was sharing a little bit about Cardano blockchain, mentioning about the security and safetyness of it, and that was good. And I hope by the end of the day, or by the end of this academic session in this Africa Catalyst School, we'll be able to learn a lot and then put them into practice. So today, today we are going to look at the introduction to Cardano blockchain. I think last week, or the latest session we had, we were introduced into the fundamentals of blockchain technology by our friend Jeremiah, and he actually gave a lot of insight into what blockchain is, the layers and all. I mean, he really did a lot because he is an IT tutor, and he did justice to that. But for me, I will try as much as possible. I'm not a teacher, I'm a facilitator, so I'll just try to guide us and try to give some few explanations to the presentation that we have come up with regarding the Cardano blockchain technology. So the objective is to let you understand what the Cardano stands for. I mean, who is the reason behind Cardano, the team, the use cases, and then the opportunities for us all as Ghanaians and Africans and cryptocurrency and blockchain enthusiasts in general. So it was founded in 2015 by Charles Hoskinson, who also happened to be the co-founder of Ethereum. Ethereum is one of the greatest blockchain technology. I think the second generation of blockchain that was launched. And so he was fortunate after the Bitcoin protocol, because we all understand and know that Bitcoin has been the oldest and mother cryptocurrency, which was bought by Satoshi Nakamoto, an anonymous group, and still anonymous. To date, nobody knows the whereabouts of this group or this individual, but we hope that in the future, this legend will show up for us to celebrate and I mean, express gratitude for this awesome opportunity that they have brought us. So Bitcoin brought about blockchain, And basically the solution was to provide, to create Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency and then launch it on the blockchain technology, where simply as we were told last week, that blockchain basically is a decentralized open platform where transactions are recorded, and these things are being handled through cryptographic technology, which is operated by node holders. So these are just individuals who are having their computer servers and they are operating in the blockchain space, making sure that they validate and confirm transactions. So Ethereum came and identified problems with the Bitcoin blockchain, and the problems included issues like data and issues like agreements. Because if two people want to transact, if two people want to exchange resources or access or want to enter into a contract, it becomes difficult for the Bitcoin blockchain to be able to record that. So Ethereum brought about uniquely smart contracts where people can enter into contracts. People can just sign agreements and put their information on the blockchain, which can never be reversed or can never be changed, and it will be there for ages. And so that was the solution that Ethereum blockchain brought. And Charles Hoskinson, as you see on the slide, was also one of the brains behind this Ethereum blockchain. And then the Cardano is run also by the Cardano Foundation based in Switzerland. The foundation mainly, they are in charge of handling marketing, human resource and all those things. And they try to manage the finances of the Cardano ecosystem, handles the team and all that. And so, and it works largely on the proof of stake. I think let's go to the next slide. We'll talk further on the proof of stake mechanism. What then is Cardano? So I've mentioned about Bitcoin blockchain as the first generation of blockchain technology, the second being the Ethereum blockchain, which brought about smart contracts. The Cardano becomes the third blockchain generation. Why? Because Charles Hoskinson, being the co-founder of Ethereum, realized problems with the Ethereum blockchain. And this is very true. If you are a builder or owner or something, if you create something, you will be able to identify certain flaws or loopholes with what you have created. And so he sat down and realized that there's something that could be done further, or there are some other improvement that can be done to the Ethereum technology, or that can be done differently to help the blockchain ecosystem, or just to help entirely cryptocurrency space reach out to more people. So the problem he identified with the Ethereum blockchain was scalability, trying to enhance adoption of blockchain by so many people and try to onboard people who are from across the world to contribute to the blockchain technology. And that brought about the birth of Cardano as an open source smart contract platform. Aims to provide million features that will help developers, innovative minds, business people, governments, non-profits to be able to leverage the space and contribute to it. And in that sense, they transcended more than just smart contracts. And so when we go further, we'll realize that the Cardano ecosystem really provides so many use cases that goes beyond Ethereum technology or Ethereum blockchain. And it works with its native currency, ADA. The ADA is currently trading around 0.4 cents or so, 0.4, if I am not mistaken. And it keeps somewhere last year, it was around $2, 2.2, heading to $3. But as we all understand, the bear markets, the bull and bear markets of the ecosystem, cryptocurrency ecosystem affects these tokens, and the ADA cryptocurrency is not an exception. And so the brief history, as you can see, Cardano was named after an Italian Renaissance mathematician, Girolamo Cardano, and his native currency ADA is named at Ada Lovelace, 19th century. These people were all mathematicians. And trust me, IT and maths are intertwined. go hand in hand. They are never parallel, they go together. And so, yeah, so these are the arms of Cardano. As I mentioned earlier, Cardano is not just on its own, backed by 3 entities, the Input Output Hong Kong and the Cardano Foundation, as well as Imegu. And the Input Output Hong Kong IOHCO 8K represents a research organization, and what they do is to build softwares and applications, to also build blockchain technologies, and it's been run by or headed by Charles Hoskinson and Jeremy Wood, who is also a co-founder of Ethereum. So these 2 people are heading it somewhere 2015 to 2020 to date. And the foundation, as I mentioned, is the CF is the nonprofit that manages the team, marketing, human resources, the finances of the Cardano ecosystem. Imego is the Japanese venture capital, and they were able to design, develop, and deploy the Yoroi wallet that we are all using today to be able to manage our cryptocurrency, our native cryptocurrency ADA, and also our funding that we have in stake pools. So that is a major 3 branches of Cardano blockchain. Now phases. Before you can execute a project or develop something fully, it goes through so many cycles or phases, and Cardano is not an exception. Started from the Baron phase, to the Shelley, to the Gauguin, to the Basho, and to the Voltaire phase. So next slide, we'll just see a snapshot of these phases. So the Baron arrived somewhere September 2017, and majorly its aim was just to ensure transactions are being created, either transactions could be able to happen on the blockchain space. And Shelley brought about Cardano's Ouroboros proof of stake, where we had stake pools being launched, and community members can create stake pools, and people across the world can contribute to these stake pools. And at the end of the day, you will see that there will be some kind of balanced contribution or balanced management of cryptocurrency, or specifically the ADA in the Cardano ecosystem. And some of us here have stakes with some stake pools, specifically whether we have stake pools with them, and we, in one way or the other, is contributing to the Cardano ecosystem, and that is something that we should be proud of. And so proof of stake basically lands majorly on what you hold. I mean, the amount of wealth or the amount of ADA that you have, it makes you a stakeholder of the Cardano ecosystem. You'll be able to have some voting rights, you'll be able to make decisions, you'll be able to be part and parcel of the community. Unlike the Bitcoin that works mainly on proof of work, the reward basically stems from the amount of work that you do in the ecosystem. Proof of stake, however, does not condone that, but gives people the power and authority. I mean, open space, create that openness for people to come on board and manage funds with the ecosystem. So that's the Shelley stage, the Gauguin. And then the next we want to see is the Basho and the Voltaire, which is up next in terms of the development of Cardano. Now, what's the strategy of Cardano for Africans? What's the strategy? So, fortunately for us as Africans, Cardano has so many drive mechanisms for Africa in order to seed and see the growth of Cardano in Africa. So, Cardano wants to see that 2 major actors gets involved with Cardano to be able to catalyze the adoption and more use cases in Ghana. So the 2 goals mainly, first is to engage local stakeholders to deliver projects that can solve real issues in the ecosystem. When we say local stakeholders, it means, I mean, businesses, individuals, entrepreneurs, these people, developers that have so many ideas, could be able to contribute to the Cardano ecosystem space. And these are so many opportunities that are existing for us as Africans to leverage on and contribute to Cardano. And there are so many funds that are available. I mean, Project Catalyst is a perfect example. Most of us here have submitted proposals. Some already have gotten funding from Cardano to be able to execute projects. And these projects are nothing but solutions. They are all solutions that we've all created to solve numerous problems that are plaguing us in our communities, in our organizations, and in Africa at large. And Cardano gives you that power to be able to come on board and leverage. The second goal is to ensure that governments, the non-profits, the private sector recognize blockchain potentials and leverage it to be able to develop their nations, develop their people, and create an enabling environment for businesses and entrepreneurs to thrive. And so that is why you see that we have a challenge category, the financial, called the legal and financial implementations, where you can submit an idea that will enhance Cardano's regulation and adoption in Africa. And there's so much funding there that anybody who has some ideas that can provide finance services, that can provide legal support for maybe proposers or anyone at all in the Cardano ecosystem, we just put together the thoughts and submit it into the challenge category in the ecosystem. And so these are two main goals for Africa from Cardano. And I think that is a great opportunity for us to capitalize on and make an impact together. Next thing, we look at the use cases. So what's the real use case? What's the real use case of Cardano? So quoting from Charles Hoskinson, the founder and chief executive, Cardano remains an open platform seeking to provide economic identity to the billions of people who lack it. So first thing first, economic identity to the billions of people who lack it by providing decentralized applications that can manage identity, value, and governance. So majorly three thematic areas that the Cardano blockchain seeks to look at. First is to look at identity, and identity basically is transactions. When people are making transactions in the blockchain space or on Cardano, definitely the two people are anonymous, but data, the identity is very important. Identity is the time of the transaction, the addresses, the people that are transacting it. These things are being recorded and it's been identified and chained or categorized in the respective block, and it's been distributed to the participants in the ecosystem. And these things were mentioned in the previous session. I mean, those ones constitute the basic features of the blockchain technology. The next thing is value. What is the value? The value is the cryptocurrency, the transactions. Either is a value, smart contracts are values, supply chains. When I say smart contracts, this includes agreements. It could be land titles. It could be maybe tenancy agreements. It could be even rent. Rent agreements could also be a smart contract. These things are all valuables that can be recorded and kept on the blockchain space for prosperity. And governance. Governance talks about the voting mechanism where people can come on board and review proposals, review ideas, share ideas regarding how we can make contribution to the Cardano ecosystem. And so basically that is what Cardano seeks to achieve, and that really stands out to me personally. It makes it so unique from Bitcoin, from Ethereum, and even any other cryptocurrency like talks about Solana, Harmony, and the likes. Cardano provides a very resistant and irresistible platform for everybody to come to the space and manage their identities, their values, and the governance system is so transparent. And that is something that we can laud Cardano for. And so the use cases, one is education. most of us here are students, and we will appreciate the fact that when we complete our studies, either certificate program, diploma, high national diploma, or bachelor's degree, master's, or whatever, we have been issued certificates. And sometimes we have issues with certificates. You can be issued certificates and your name will be misspelled or your name will be misarranged. Before you could change this, I remember when we were doing our graduation somewhere in November 2019, a friend ran to me and was like, "Oh, Mustafa, there's a mistake on my set too." The name was Mubarak and they brought Q instead of K. So he was running here and there. How do I correct that? So I told him, Charlie, you will have to write letter to the registrar indicating the problem, and then you pay I think you pay about 200 Ghana cedis for the correction to be made, and the certificate gets reprinted for you. But blockchain or Cardano specifically provides you that tool for you to register digitally your certificate on the platform, and then there's nothing that can be done about it. There's nothing like loss of certificates or data is being mishandled. No. So the product is Atala Prism, done by the Input Outreach Hong Kong, as I mentioned earlier, which is headed by Charles Hoskinson and the colleague Jeremy Wood. So they have developed these products. Those of us here who are developers can explore it and see how you can contribute to the space. So they provide that platform for you to own your credentials, certificates, any academic credential that you have, you can really onboard it and keep it, upload it onto this to the Cardano blockchain, and it will be saved and secured there for you forever. Next use case is, can we see the next slide? Retail. So it is estimated that about 300 billion US dollars has been lost to counterfeit goods, fake goods that have been produced and sold out in the markets. About 300 billion has been lost in this space, and the situation keeps worsening. You know, markets are faced with so many fake products. Goodwill, brand reputations are being soiled, leading to loss of wealth and profit. And this is something that is affecting global markets. So blockchain technology, Cardano specifically, is bringing out that solution of anti-counterfeiting, and the traditional anti-counterfeiting tools are not really that reliable, and they are very expensive and time-consuming. But through the Atlas scan by the Cardano, you'll be able to establish some provenance and auditability in order to certify products. And so before, just like we have the Food and Drugs Authority, or the, what's the name? Is it Food and Drugs? Before something is marketed, or even before an advert is placed on TV about a product or service, this thing has to be certified by the Food and Drugs Authority, and before it can be sold in the market, in the Ghanaian market. So it's the same thing here. This one is the digital form. It keeps, it traces the product and makes sure that it is genuine, it is original. It's nothing like fake or any poisonous substance in the product before it's sold out. The next is agriculture. So food sources. We all here depends on food for us to survive as a physiological need or a basic need of everyone. And farmers are really doing very well. Actors that are in the ecosystem, you know, farmers, producers, consumers, retailers are relying on supply chain. And today, blockchain is really bringing us so many solutions, so many mechanisms for us for agri entrepreneurs to leverage in order to be able to supply the farm produce from just the farm to the last consumer. And of course, Imago's proprietary traceability solution and the product of Atala Trace is something that is the Cardano has produced to help farmers and help retailers, agri entrepreneurs to be able to trace their produce. The next will be government. So I mentioned earlier, land titles. We all know the rent control department, this thing, the business register, what's their name? The register general department, RGT, the lands and natural resources, that's the Ministry of Lands, or let's say the Lands Commission. Okay, so these agencies mainly are in charge of ensuring that contracts, let's say land titles, tenancy agreements, business documents, NGOs, public corporations, sole proprietorship, partnership ventures, all these businesses, when they are registered, these things, the data is being kept by these agencies. But what do we see? The process to securing this alone is so bureaucratic, and you have to pay so much funds, so much money to be able to even get this done. But leveraging the blockchain, Cardano blockchain, you'll be able to register your business on it, keep your funds, make sure you keep your data. Business owners can securely have their data on the Cardano ecosystem in the form of digital footprints without any hindrances. Currently, Ghana, we have what's the name? The Ghana card system, which is a new form of digital identity. It's something that is good, and I think that with the GPS technology that they have incorporated into it, is something that will really help. But I think that further, if they want this to be more effective and efficient, leveraging blockchain would have been the best. So that wherever you go, the identity remains there, and people can still access the solution. Today, as we speak, so many people are having issues with correcting their names on the card. People have issues with loss of card, and if you don't have the card, there's nothing they'll be able to help you. So, but blockchain keeps your data virtual wherever you go, and it's connected to the systems. If you walk into the bank, they can quickly verify you, and you perform your transaction and go. You don't need to produce card. And so I think that, or generally, it's obvious that Cardano blockchain will give us that opportunity to maintain and keep our data for the future. Now, finance, we all know that is the key in terms of blockchain ecosystem, because blockchain in finance gives us that liberty to be able to control our funds. You be your own bank, you handle your money, you spend any amount of money that you want at any point in time. And Cardano provides us either can be spent anywhere, wherever you find yourself, wherever. It's like like one currency for everyone who is working in the ecosystem. Projects are being funded by the ADA cryptocurrency, and these things are being sold out through it's being sold out through stable coins, through to Bitcoin, for transactions to be executed. And so, know your customer, KYC solutions is something that we can allow the Cardano for. Most of us can attest to the fact that you go to the bank to withdraw a transaction that has been sent from overseas, remittances, and the amount of questions we answer, or the amount of the form that they will give you to fill. When you see the form, you can fill the form until you are sweating before they can complete the transaction withdrawal for you. Or even just a simple bank account opening takes a lot of time and even a lot of money. So many people cannot even open a bank account because of initial deposit. This money goes to them. Something that you can just create. You write wallet, you download it, and you have your bank with you simply. You go through the recovery phase system, but when you go through our banking system, the form alone, they ask for a utility bill, they ask for digital address, they ask for your Ghana card or website or whatever. And this process is so cumbersome for once you go through. The last but not least, fake drugs and hard drugs are smuggled and traded online due to poor certification and tracking mechanisms. And the product Atlas can, and that the Atlas Prism can enable developers, can enable business owners, and pharmaceutical agencies or companies to be able to ensure that patients' well-being and safety is rest assured through verifying the genuinity and originality of pharmaceutical products before they are being sold out to retailers and patients. So these are the wallets, and the main one that we all use is the URI wallet, browser extension, and mobile, which has desktop system. So these are the few Cardano wallets that we can explore and see. Most of them have the community members on them. Most of them have exchange platforms that you can even stake your ADA or trade or exchange your ADA for other tokens. So I think this brings us to the last but not least of our session. How do you then interact with the community? We have the Catalyst Discord link is there. I think you can just look at the discord.gg/UG6PZKM. So these are the links that you can follow to keep communicating and interacting with the Cardano ecosystem. Community advisors group, you can join on Telegram. Discord is there, Water Discord is there, Swamp Session, the Kimber Labs Discord server, Eastern Hemisphere Town Hall, and the Catalyst Africa Town Hall is also there for you to join. And we really implore you to be able to join these groups because it keeps you educated. There are so many things that I'm saying here that you come across them or you get more information on that through these channels, and communication keeps flowing day in, day out in the Cardano ecosystem. So we entreat you. Thank you. So that is the end of my presentation, and I thank you so much for the audience, and I hope I'm able to attain my objective of introducing you to the Cardano ecosystem, what it does, and how we can leverage its opportunities and the prospect for us in the future. Thank you, Daniel, for the moderation. Thank you to the team and our head teacher, Madam Ifia. Thanks everyone who is supporting the Africa Catalyst School. Any comments or thoughts are welcome, please.
Thank you to our presenter, Mustafa. That was very educative. We have all learned a lot today about the Cardano. We started from the founder, the mission, and the purpose of Cardano blockchain technology. And thank you very much, because these are some of the information that we need to know as ADA advocates, as people that want to, people that we know the issues that are affecting our community. We know that there's a blockchain out there that have a mission and focus on Africa. So I think, thank you for letting us know the aim that Cardano have for Africa. So I entreat everyone here, if you have any idea to solve an issue in your community, to impact the lives of the people in your community, just get in touch with us and let's see how we can write a good proposal that will be able to help us to solve these issues. I know most of you have questions to ask. You can raise up your hand, use the emoji to raise up your hand. We'll call you to ask your question. And if nobody wants to ask a question, that means everybody understand what Mustafa, the presentation that Mustafa did. And that was very nice too. Or maybe you want to do contribution, you want to add something to what Mustafa have said so far, you are welcome to do so as well. Okay, Isaac.
Thank you for the presentation. I want to find out what were the mission for Africa for the next maybe 10 to 20 years for Africa, apart from proposal submission and maybe reviewing of proposal? What is their mission for, let's say, 10 to 15 years of next years coming? What are they planning for Africa? Thank you.
So before Mustafa will come in, let me say something small. Cardano have a long-term plan for Africa. And let me share this thing with you. In Ethiopia, Cardano have signed an MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, with the Education Minister, so that they are going to introduce decentralized identity for the students. They are come to have their certificates on the blockchain. All the students is going to, or each school, the schools in Ethiopia are come to have school management system on the blockchain. Now, why are we putting the database, the certificates on the blockchain? If you all understand the presentation that happened last week, you get to know that anything that it is on the blockchain, it is hard for you to alter it, delete it, modify it. So because Cardano believe in transparency and fairness and want to take away corruption in Africa and the rest of the world, Cardano actually want to introduce this to the rest of the world, including Africa. You can bear witness with me that your grade can be changed. Your grade, if you get your grade, you can go to the school and you know that everybody have a favorite. All the lecturers and teachers have favorites. They can actually fail you or pass you. But once your record has been recorded on the Cardano blockchain, it's going to be there forever and ever. It's not going to be changed. Another thing is that we have some schools that they don't last. When I say they don't last, I mean they don't operate for longer. They just come to the system 5 to 10 years, you go to your alma mater and then the school doesn't exist again. So if you are going back to your school to get your certificate, your school is not there again, what's going to happen? You have lost your certificate, you have lost your school. But if you have your certificate installed or developed on the blockchain, it's going to be there forever and ever. All that you need is a decentralized ID to be able to track your certificate. So in case of flood or natural disaster, your certificate is on the cloud already. So these are some of the things they want to use the Cardano to transform our educational system. One. The second two is that they want to transform our financial sector, our banking sectors. They want to transform it. So like the plans are more. And then also we know that we have a big issue here when it comes to internet. When it comes to internet, Africa have a big issue. So some of these social interventions, they are also planning to bring internet and not just internet, but a stable internet and affordable one as well, including electricity and water. So I think Cardano have a bright and good future plans for Africa. And I think we can also go to their website, Cardano Foundation, and read more about some of the plans that they have for Africa. And I'm glad that Ethiopia, an African country, have embraced them and they're going to use them to transform the educational sector. They are not going to regret about it. So these are some of the plans that Cardano blockchain technology have for Africa and the rest of the world.
Okay, so Daniel, thank you for that, for that use case mentioned. So I just want to add to Isaac's question that during my presentation, I mentioned about the goals of Cardano that it has for us. And one of the goals was to engage local stakeholders to be able to leverage the Cardano ecosystem to solve the numerous problems that are facing our markets and our economies. The second is to engage governments, NGOs, and the private sector. So the ball is now in our court. It's left on to us to be able to contribute, to bring out solutions, to adapt, and to, let's say, bring out so many ideas that can help the ecosystem grow. And as we mentioned, the amount of the amount of energy you put into this will definitely help to let's say catalyze the impacts of Cardano in the ecosystem. What we are doing currently here, we are bringing an opportunity to so many people in Ghana. the Africa Catalyst School, I can see the majority of the participants here are Ghanaians. And this because of Wada Ghana that is making this accessible to us. And we are able to learn about blockchain and learn about all these opportunities. So Project Catalyst as an open funding platform has been, I mean, it's still continuous. Fund 9 is still in session, and Fund 10 very soon will be launched too, for more ideas to come on board. And so it's left onto us to bring in the ideas that we have that can possibly enforce, or let's say enhance, and our governments to adapt the blockchain solutions into our economies and to help it grow. Because if you don't initiate solutions, if you don't get let's say our regulators, our lawyers, if you don't get our policymakers on board to really appreciate this, to be difficult. And I'm just hammering on Ghana because majority of us are Ghanaians. Ethiopians have taken the way, and some other African countries will definitely start coming on board, Nigeria and the likes, and we'll see to the limelight of the progress of Cardano. So Isaac, it's left onto us to explore the opportunities and then capitalize on it to solve our problems.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Mustafa, for this, because as you said, it's left onto us. We shouldn't sit down and wait for the next 10 to 20 years to see what they have for us. Currently, this is what they have for us. What are we leveraging ourselves on? What are we taking from what they have for us currently? How are we building it on? How are we perceiving it, our governance and all the things that Mustafa and David had talked about? How are we perceiving this and how are we coming on board? We shouldn't sit down for somebody to come in 10 years time, 20 years time, what the person is bringing on board. Cardano blockchain is decentralized. It's up to us to see what we can also take from it now and work towards the next 10, 20 years if our government will accept it. When you accept the blockchain technology, a lot of corruption will go out of the system.
Exactly.
A lot of, what should I say? A lot of things will be playing for us. But then are we ready to accept that? Are we ready to kick off all the middlemen? Are we ready to look forward to ourselves? Are we ready to build ourselves? Nobody is going to bring anything down to you. It's up to us. That's what we are trying to do, or the Africa Catalyst School is trying to do. Already, a lot of countries, when you join all those links that Mustafa slides showed, there's a whole of things going on. So we are trying to also bring you people up, open you up onto those platforms. And you go there, you assess it, and you can do your own thing in your own corner. You can even decide to ignore your government. It could be good for the whole government to also be part, so that the whole country will see a change. But if the whole country is not coming on board, you should. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Madam Efia. Okay, Solomon, please unmute yourself and let's hear it from you.
Okay, my question is in two folds. One is a suggestion and one is probably a question. With respect to our education system, or probably maybe like how Ghana can benefit from the Cardano. I'm speaking for Ghana because I'm a Ghanaian. I think we need to start from like somewhere, and that is what exactly we are all doing, and we are all putting our hands together. But I think that with Ghana, it would demand a little bit of capital intensiveness, especially with the schools. I believe that if we are able to even have 2 schools or 3 schools in Ghana here that uses the Cardano to track or to keep all its documents and stuffs, and try to like sound these warnings or try to propagate this good news to other schools, the people will be forced to take it by force, because it's a good thing. And then we are partnering with schools, or probably we are getting our own schools, but I think it's a bit capital intensive. So let me just put that one aside. And the second thing is concerning the motivation that we are going to get. Africa is a bit of, let me put it this way, we usually look at the like individualism, not collectivism. That is one. Because when somebody wants to jump onto a platform like that, he'll be looking at the benefits that first he is going to get before the benefits that others are going to get from it. So I think how that thing will be addressed, because it will be a little bit of barrier. I'm seeing that one will be a little bit to change that concept of the normal African. So I don't know if there are plans or there are some way forward to that, so that mentality or that thing can a bit consider it.
Okay, Solomon. Well noted. But if you look at the presentation that Mustafa did, one of the plans, the second plan that Cardano has for Africa is to train the indigenous people on programming, so that they can use this programming to solve some of the local issues or the topical issues that are affecting us. And I think for the capital side of it, that's why we have the Project Catalyst. So if we have developers here, or we have Haskell developers here, and they can write a database, they can code a database on the blockchain, why not put it on the Project Catalyst so that you get funded to implement it? So there's this school that is going on at Atala Prism. I think they have some course on Haskell programming. So if you are here, you have interest in computer programming, want to learn the Haskell. Haskell is the code behind the Cardano blockchain. You can also get in touch with us. We'll get you enrolled so that you can learn the computer programming to use it to solve this kind of issues in the community. It's possible. We can create the database, introduce it to the schools, then we can use them as a case study, and it will pick up from there. Change is difficult. Change, if you want to change something, it's not going to be easy, but with determination and persistence, you'll be able to bring the change, and the change too must have an evidence. If you are saying we should go on the Cardano blockchain technology, if you want us to take our database onto it, how are we going to do that? You have to give them solution. You have identified the problem. Now we have developers. So WADA also is about to introduce WADA Academy. And that one too, we are going to teach students and anybody who have interest in coding to learn the Haskell, so that you can transform your community. So Solomon, I hope your question has been answered.
Yes, very clear.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Daniel, yes. So, and I want to add to Daniel's comments that but what Solomon is saying is, you see, that's the African nature. Sometimes, as you mentioned, for the capital is not really the problem, but the mindset and the readiness. So we have to fine tune our mindset towards this and make and try to appreciate the essence of it, and then make sure we adapt it. For the money, the government and the government will be able to provide the money. The government, the private sector, the NGOs, when these three actors come together, they'll be able to provide the at least some capital to do this. But sometimes the setbacks, the misconceptions, and a whole lot of things, and also the deficiency in IT background, it's also a challenge facing us in Africa. I remember we're doing one project that they wanted to create just create a blockchain solution where land titles could be registered. And we visited a few communities in northern Ghana, went to some chiefs and spoke to their secretaries. This is the solution that blockchain is bringing. The project realized that there are so many land disputes that are happening around, and people are fighting over. You can see one land can be sold 17 times to 17 people, a piece of land, and these things keeps happening. And the solution was to just to try to minimize this or just curtail that. But the chiefs appreciated the idea. They said it was cool, but at the end of the day, they didn't buy into it. I mean, they couldn't. We were able to have a successful implementation of it. We just went around, did a few interviews, gathered information, they expressed interest. But at the end of the day, they prefer the paperwork. We put the paper down, and they go there, use their other ways, and so that they can sell their. Well, sometimes, as my IPR mentioned, the corruption alone is a motivation to some of them. So if you are bringing a solution that is going to cut off corruption, it is something that will not know, that will not motivate them to really accept. So it's a mindset and an attitude if we are able to help. Though it's really sometimes it's the capital is there, and we need to invest hugely in education and training to access it. But Cardano, as Daniel mentioned, is providing a lot of free spaces for developers to learn. That's that Daniel himself is one of them, like one of the other people that is doing very well in terms of the development and the programming languages. So those of us here who have interest and passion for IT, can just connect with us. Well, I think WADA has so many opportunities like that. Currently, there's this German school that is running, and some of us are benefiting in the online courses. Some are taking project management, some are taking finance, some are taking blockchain courses, and there are so many things you can learn in the space. And I've not really seen any paid course in there may be paid courses, but through WADA, you'll be able to access some of these paid courses free of charge. And it can give that that knowledge. And at the end of the day, when you learn, you can align yourself with any blockchain space. Even Cardano, some of you can end up working with Cardano. So that I think Daniel will even attest. Like Cardano is looking for developers from Africa. If you think you are a developer and you can bring up a very great solution, they would like to work with you, and they can hire you and pay you huge sums of money for you to.
That's true.
Make sure these solutions are utilized.
Okay, so let's take this one more question from Fatima. Fatima, please kindly unmute yourself and let's hear from you.
Hello, good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, please. We can hear you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm driving, that's why.
Okay.
Good evening. You can talk.
I have
Please.
a little contribution to. Okay, I have a little contribution to make on the mindset of people or Africans. I think one of the tools we can use to fight that mindset is easy accessibility within the shortest time of Cardano ecosystem. When we take Facebook, for instance, you realize that even those who could not read, when they have a smartphone, they can easily be set on. And then you see them, though they cannot read and write, but they're on Facebook. So how visible are we making ourselves as Cardano ecosystem catalyst people? I think the easiest way is for us to make ourselves visible within the shortest time so that people will come on board and together we have all hands on the deck. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's a very good suggestion. That's a very good suggestion. So please, let's embrace ourselves and let's learn more, because blockchain have come to stay, and the earlier we adopt it, the better. Nana Safo, we saw your hands up. Do you still want to talk? Still want to share something with us?
Hi everyone. So
hello.
I just wanted to a little to what Mustafa was saying earlier on.
Okay, go ahead.
No. Yeah, so there are two main ways that you can go about making people adopt whatever product you have, basically. And for instance, in our case as blockchain, our major problem has been the battle with governments. governments are refusing to adopt blockchain simply because they do not know how they can be able to sort of tax it so that they get some profit out of it, which is something that is not supposed to be an issue because your plans for just like United States of America, they have tax for people who are trading blockchain here and there, cryptocurrency here and there. So if you know how to do this taxing, it is of no problem. However, the benefit is that if you're able to make use of the blockchain, you don't lose necessary data just like that. I don't know if some of us heard the news recently. There was a news that where was it? Lands Commission. It was flooded. I think one of their headquarters was flooded, and then they came out to tell us that our documents are safe. But of course, for me, I don't believe because.
No, you are breaking.
You can't experience flood and can have these data on the blockchain. Flood or no flood, fire or no. Yes, so
I think Nana is internet. Hello, Nana, you are breaking. Hello, Nana. If you can hear me, can you position yourself well?
This data on a blockchain, flood or no flood, fire or no fire, the data is still safe, you understand? And moreover, nobody can
I think that's a
can
good
you hear
thing.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Oh. Hello, Nana. We can. Okay, I think Nana is having an issue with his internet, but the concern that is raising is very laudable. Very laudable. It's almost like the use case that I gave about the education system. Yeah, same issue with the Lands Commission. So if we believe if the Lands Commission have their database on the blockchain, this kind of issues like flood have done this, fire outbreak, natural disasters, that kind of things will come from the documents and those kind of stuff will all be wiped out. Will be all be wiped out. So I think.
So then, okay, we proceed.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
No, you can. I think it's even time, but we can just wrap up. And
yes,
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, I was just gonna say that this blockchain may look so so technical to us, and that might leave some kind of demotivation in our minds. But I was listening to one blockchain expert, and he mentioned that the internet that we are all using today, most of us we don't understand how the internet operates. We don't know how what happens in the internet space, how the computers are globally connected, and what happens in the networks. And we are able to open google.com, search something, Cardano, and you see information you're accessing. Most of us don't have that understanding. It's only programmers and developers that know, okay, this is how the internet works. And so it's the same thing regarding the blockchain. You may not fully understand, like you just pick Bitcoin, then you send, oh, I'm selling Bitcoin, $100, they send you Ghana, you send your money away. You trusted the platform, the blockchain, that yes, your money is safe and secure. Not all of us really understands how it operates, and unless the blockchain engineers that are in the space that will tell, okay, this is how it works, this is how the machines, this is how servers are set up, these are nodes, this is how they are run, they are maintained, and all these things, and this is how rewards are being sent and withdrawals are made and all. So it's just for us to for me, most of the times when I come across an opportunity, I just express interest and I enter with my ignorant mind. Just be there trying to find your way out. You try to learn around, ask questions. If you come across webinars like this, Africa Catalyst, you join them, you listen. At the end of the day, you'll be surprised. Most of you will get to understand blockchain and even Cardano more than even those who are in the space. You can meet someone and explain Cardano to them. Or one day you join a platform and they are talking about Cardano, you can share a tip from this session, and that can help. That can benefit the people that you are meeting. And so let's look at it. One other thing I want to say, let's look at the blockchain as Wikipedia. We know how Wikipedia is. It's an open content platform. Anyone at all can contribute to Wikipedia. You can go create an account and edit articles or create new articles, modify content. They can write something about history of Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah. You enter, then you change some things and make sure you cite your references, and it will be accepted on Wikipedia. So that's how the ecosystem is, especially Cardano. It gives you that opportunity for everyone to come. Any idea, any solution, any problem you want to solve, you can contribute. Tools that will help you. Myself speaking, I really wish I could even get that technical know-how to be able to also put some solutions. So it's just like the internet, how we are built. Somebody has built Zoom for us to use, and we are on Zoom here, globally connected, and we are speaking. People are building applications like social media applications, TikTok, Facebook, WhatsApp, and it's the internet that they are leveraging. So it's the same thing. Web3 is coming, Web3 technology. So many people want to build applications that you can just own. You create your own application, then you own it. Unlike Facebook and WhatsApp that is being run by some central authority, can decide to even go offline or have issues with their system. Then for about 12 hours or 6 hours, like what happened? We were unable to access WhatsApp messages, Instagram was not working and all. But with the Web3 that is coming, I mean, so many innovations, the NFTs, the metaverse ecosystem are all upcoming innovations that we can leverage in the space. And so I just want to encourage us to keep learning and keep connecting with people in the space.
Yes, to add to what Mustafa is saying, and then finally David will run up. Yes, it's interesting. I just got into this space somewhere last year, and there's still a whole lot of things for me to learn. We'll try to keep the school for the next 4 weeks. We'll still keep on trying to open your mind, keep a free mind, join the class, try to learn as much as you can. We are going to give you all the links that you yourself can explore, and then you find out for yourself whatever you can also get from the blockchain. We don't have the answers to everything. We here don't have the answers to everything. It's up to you to embrace whatever we are educating you with, to embrace whatever we are opening up on for you. You have to also explore as much as we are also trying to explore. As Mustafa said, we are all still learning day by day. Me, every day I get something new out of this. There's a whole lot of things on the blockchain. We can leverage everything from farming, land registration. What can't you leverage on the blockchain? Fashion. We can build fashion on the blockchain. We are doing a project like that. We are building fashion on the blockchain. Where designers and seamstresses, tailors, and everybody can come there. You mint your design, and it's all over the world. You'll be still sitting in Accra, and somebody walking on the red carpet to say, I want you to design something for me. You have a global opportunity. So this class is just to open you up to the opportunities on the blockchain. We can't teach you everything. You have to decide that this is my inch. Ask people, there's something called NFT. If you're a good artist, you can also venture there. So you come learn where you can play your part, and then you develop yourself along that side. I know some of the people that I've been working with are not here, but this one I saw on somebody's status. I'm living in Ghana, but I'm chopping dollars. I know she is just talking about PA, things like that. That is just little aspect of blockchain. because she's doing PA and she will pay the dollars. So she put on her status this morning that he doesn't care about anything because she's sitting in Ghana, but she's paid in dollars. So there are a whole lot of opportunities that we can all look into and then grab it. We are just doing just a little bit of it. Next week, we'll also try to bring you another session, and please log on and you'll be educated. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam Ifia, for sharing your experience with us, and Mustafa for educating us, and all of you for taking part in today's edition. It has been very educative, and we hope to see you all again next week, same time. So till now, I say have a good night and enjoy the rest of your night. Bye.